is New York State DOT man, the man, Jim Piccola. Good morning, James.
Good morning.
I want to tell you a little story. Last night I got off the, first of all, very upset over one part of the traffic issue that you guys have created. So I'm driving down the arterial about 3 weeks ago, and my wife feels that I am, now maybe I'm supposed to, maybe I am, that I'm supposed to at all times know how much gas is in the tank. I should always know. And to be honest with you, I do. But she had me running here and running there one day, and I've become a little, I don't know, what would you call this? Odd.
Irresponsible.
Odd would be a good way to describe. And that is when the gas prices were lower, I had this one gas station that I like to buy from. And so I'll go to one where it's 10 cents more, and I'll just put in like 10, maybe $3 worth or $4 worth just to get to the other gas station. Now, I'd put gas in, but I'd forgotten to put gas in again. So I'm coming down the arterial, and all of a sudden my vehicle begins to spit and sputter a little bit. So I'm right over at that Court Street, the new exit there. So I'm traveling north on the arterial. So without saying a word to my wife, I'm like, I know I'm going to be able to slide right in here and go into Stewart's. The problem is there's an up that goes uphill slightly. So I got made the turn, didn't stop. You can't stop. You got to keep it going, and rolled right up to the point where I was like a block away from the Stewart's. So I had to get out and walk, and that was not a fun. That was the walk of shame for me as my wife just glared at me from the car. But last night we were at Stewart's last night on Court Street. And this isn't really a DOT thing, but I thought it was a great observation about Utica. And a woman came in, and she was buying a few things, some items, and it came to like, I don't know, $20.68. And I was sitting behind, there's people behind me and people behind them, and she's trying to get the money and trying to find the 68 cents. She doesn't have the 68 cents, but she did have the $20. So she's like, well, can I take the bread back? And the clerk said, honey, I've got your 60 cents. And she paid for the woman. Now, it's only 60 cents. But have you ever been behind someone that was 60 cents short and was made to take the items back and the whole thing? I just thought this was so awesome of the Stewart's clerk
absolutely.
to do that. That was awesome. And the woman, wasn't embarrassed, and she walked off, and only I heard the story because I'm nosy, and I tend to eavesdrop and listen. So, but, without that Stewart's over there, that never would have happened. But you have, right in the Stewart's area, part of the arterial, you have big news today.
Yeah. Last Friday, we opened up the ramp to go to 12 southbound. It's a very significant movement. That was never were you able to.
This is the big left-hand turn.
The big left-hand turn if you're heading westbound from Court Street.
Yeah.
That you were never able to take. So that is
legally.
open right now legally.
Yeah, just for the record.
Yeah.
So, and how do you do it? So you now have to go, I was wondering how you would pull this off. So you have to go under 12 now, under the arterial.
Under the arterial, and right there
a left-hand turn.
Yep, first left.
That gets you right onto the arterial. That is significant. That's a real big step.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and again, it's one of the key things. In our project to establish safety and mobility in that section of Utica.
And how is the progress coming on the walking bridge there?
That's coming very good.
Yeah.
We hope to have it open hopefully within the next couple of weeks here. We still may be lacking on the fencing, so we'll have temporary fencing, but it'll be open for pedestrian use.
Got it. And then somebody's asking, what is the total cost of all the arterial improvements, and how many miles of road upgraded?
Actually, the total cost of the project is around $66 million, and the actual project itself, even though it looks so big, it's only 0.8 of a mile.
Right.
Wow.
But that is a significant improvement over there.
Oh, absolutely.
And just this ramp on today is huge. So that's big. Now, timeline for the remainder. Here we are already in summertime 2016.
Yeah. Last week we set the steel for phase 2 of the Lafayette Street Bridge, and today we're going to start the process. We have to shut that downtown ramp and also take a lane on 5S eastbound for the next few weeks so that we can actually start setting the steel on the Oriskany Street Bridge.
Okay, so if I'm coming and I want to go over to the auditorium and I'm coming from Riverside, coming down 12, will you no longer be able to get off there to get onto Oriskany?
Oh, you could still.
Oh, you still can.
Yeah,
it's just lanes are going to be shortened
Yep.
up.
What you'll end up doing is we'll push you to the right there, and you'll actually go onto the State Street ramp, and then just what we call the K ramp in front of.
All right.
Yep. Labor ready.
And then my biggie is the coming from the east and wanting to go south for Oriskany Boulevard. How long? That'll be fall, you think? End of the year? What are you looking at for that exit? This is getting on to 12 South.
Yep. From Oriskany Street, either east or west, you can access that ramp. We call it the G ramp. We will not be able to open that up until the bridges are both done.
Until the bridges are both done.
So once the width is there and we can open that ramp with the acceleration lane, then that'll be open.
When completed, this will be 2 lanes on both sides. If you're coming north or south on the arterial, going over there past the mills, it'll be 2 lanes both sides.
Correct.
Once completed. All right.
Yes.
Anybody else have any other questions here? Don't you love to be able to have the man here to ask the questions? And when you're driving down the road, you're asked, well, I wonder when this is going to happen. Well, Jim's right here.
So, what was the timeline again on having the north-south arterial, having both of those bridges completed?
The timeline actually is July 31st of 2017.
Okay,
all right, so it'll be this time coming up on this time next year.
Yeah.
Okay, and then when you're done with this project, there's another project which will be over. That's what's going to happen there?
It's Route 5S.
The 5S. So that's coming in, and is it that intersection where Genesee Street meets 5S?
Actually, we're Broad. It goes all the way from there. I call it the odd to Broad job.
Yep.
And which will encompass that intersection, John Street, and then Genesee Street.
And what will happen there? I was looking at some old pictures recently, and I didn't realize, but that where there are trees there. So you have the rental place, and then over on the other side is Franklin Square. And as you're coming down Oriskany, the inside is that median area where it's like a little park. But years and years ago, cars used to park there. There used to be a parking area.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I saw a picture of it just recently. So what happens there? What will that look like? And is there going to be a roundabout there?
We had a bunch of different alternatives. We're down to 3. And within the next, I'd say, 3 to 4 weeks, we should be coming out with a public meeting on our preferred alternative there. But
will the preferred alternative not be a roundabout?
You'll have to wait and see.
A little sneak preview there. All right. Because you're going to potentially, that's going to be one of the entryways into the city, into the hospital area, when and if the hospital goes there downtown. So has that changed your plans at all?
No, not at all.
Okay.
We've been working with the hospital's consultant, and like I said, whatever they need there, we'll work with them and bring that together.
All right, good stuff. So the big news now, no longer do you need to make that illegal turn or drive off into West Utica to be able to get on 12 South. You can now get on the ramp. That ramp has been open since Friday.
That is correct.
Pretty big. All right, Jim, good stuff. Can't believe you like the Red Sox.
I love the Red Sox.
Yeah. Christine with an update. 7:20. Good morning, Christine Bellino.